Lucas, and welcome to After Cafe, where the SDK thoughts find love and every conversation explores the art of thinking beyond the obvious. And today I have my special guest. He's an attorney, CPA, an author, a mindset coach, walking expert, and wait, no other than Mr. Stanley Bronstein.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome on Abstract SM, Mr. Stanley. And can you please introduce more about yourself that I miss?
Okay, I'm Stanley Bronstein. I'm 66 years old. I've had a very interesting last 20 years or so. By profession, I am an attorney and a certified public accountant. But somewhere along the way, I decided that I needed to get my life together. I used to be extremely overweight. I used to weigh 367 pounds. And today I'm about 145 pounds. So that's over 220 pounds weight loss and kept off. And I did it as I was getting ready to turn 50 years old. I asked myself some very tough questions, and which we all should do from time to time. We should always ask ourselves tough questions and not be afraid to answer them. We should always tell ourselves the truth.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, Stanley, where are you going to be in 5 years if you keep eating the way you're eating and doing all the things that you're doing? And I did not like the answer. The answer was that I would be dead in 5 years. And I did not like the answer. That was 17 years ago. So I said, I'm going to start making some changes right now. I'm going to learn to eat better right now. I'm going to start exercising right now. And my exercise of choice is going to be walking. Now, I was not perfect along the way. Some days were better than others. Some of the things I did were better than others. But over time, I kept getting better and better and better and better. And now it has been 17 years. And the person I am today is nothing like the person I was 17 years ago. So at the age of 66, when many people are thinking about retiring, which I could do if I wanted to,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to. I'm just getting started. I want to help people. And the experience of losing this weight and keeping it off has taught me three things. The first thing it taught me was that I am more powerful than I ever imagined. I can do more than I ever imagined. It's taught me to expand the limits of my thinking. The second thing it taught me was that it made me ask, if I could do this, what else out there is waiting for me to do that I haven't done yet that is even better? And then the third thing it taught me, which applies to you, the listener, is that if I could do these things, other people can do them too. We all, every single one of us, we are all more powerful than we ever imagined. So, out of my experience, this system, which you can see on the screen, which is called the Way of Excellence, it is a personal development system that grew out of this whole experience. Because I have always liked to simplify things, to create processes. So what I did was I created a process where anybody could apply this system to whatever their individual situation is to improve their life. And can you scroll down a little bit, Daniel, on the screen, please?
Yes, got it. I will.
Okay. There are four right there. That's good for right now. There are four books in there. Well, there's first of all, there's the main book, which explains the whole system. It teaches the system. And the website also teaches the system. All of these materials, everything I'm going to tell you about today, it is all available free on this website that Daniel has, thewayofexcellence.com. It's free because, like I said, I want to help people. And if you need to contact me, you see there's a contact link at the bottom of the page. You can contact me if you want to work with me privately. That you can contact me there. All those things. So so the main book is called The Way of Excellence, and think of it. It's an operating system, just like Windows or Mac or Linux. It's an operating system for us as human beings, how to run our lives, how to live our lives, give us guidelines for it. And out of that system, there's a book called The Way of You, which is the first one you see. It applies the operating system to your personal life. Then you have The Way of Us, which applies the operating system to your communities, your organizations, and all of us in the world. Think of us as a group. And then I have The Way of AI, which applies the Way of Excellence operating system to the way we use AI. Because I think sometimes the way we use AI is not proper. And I think we need to change that. And then I have another book called The Way of Can I, which is Can I stands for constant and never-ending improvement. Constant and never-ending improvement. And it tells you how to use the Way of Excellence operating system to learn how to expand the limits of your beliefs. So with all that said and done, we're going to focus today on the second book there you see, The Way of Us.
The Way of Us. And thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and wisdom to the world, Mr. Stanley.
Why don't you click on the link for The Way of Us? It'll take you to that page.
Yes, thank you. The Way of Us.
Yes.
Okay.
No, sorry, The Way of You. I meant The Way of You. I apologize. The Way of You.
The Way of You.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, what is all about? What is the Way of You, Mr. Stanley?
Did the link work?
Yes,
Okay,
it works.
And
here we go.
Right on. Okay. The Way of You, it breaks everything down into three parts, three phases. The first part is finding you. Who are you? What are you about? What is your purpose in life? What do you want in life? And it starts with the number one part of the whole operating system, which is awareness. Asking yourself, who are you? What are you? Where are you headed? What are you becoming? That's awareness. That is so important. That was the same thing I did 17 years ago when I asked myself, where am I going to be in 5 years? And the answer was that I was going to be dead. That's how aware I was. And then once you tell yourself the truth, ask yourself the tough questions and tell yourself the truth, then it's got a second step, which is you need to act on that. You know, it's one thing to know that you need to do something or to know that you should do something, but it's another thing to actually act on it and start doing something. I believe the finding you phase is where you make a lot of decisions about, first of all, you ask yourself the questions. Who are you? What are you about? What is your purpose? I will use myself as an example. When I asked myself those questions, I said, I'm a businessman. I'm an attorney and a CPA, but I am not in good physical shape. I am not in good physical health. I eat a lot of bad food. I sit around way too much. I drink too much. And I'm not taking care of myself. That's what I told myself. So then I moved to the second phase, which is I examined what I was doing. And what I was doing was I was putting my short term ahead of the long term. In other words, I was looking for short-term satisfaction, short-term gratification. You know, it's like in the world that we live in today, we want everything and we want it instantly. We order something, Amazon delivers it to us the same day or the next day. We want food, we can have it delivered to us. Anything we want, we can have it instantly. And that's good, but that's also bad. But what I figured out and what I've since learned and what I teach people is that to exercise short-term discipline. to learn to tell yourself no. Sometimes telling yourself no can be a very good thing. And instead, I put my long term ahead of my short term. And I said that I need to eat healthier. I need to be healthier so that I will be around and so that I will live longer. Then the next thing I did was I took personal responsibility. I stopped blaming anybody. I didn't blame my parents. I didn't blame my wife. I didn't blame my brothers. I didn't blame my boss. I didn't blame any of my clients. I didn't blame the government. I didn't blame anybody. And I didn't even blame myself. That's what's so important, to be kind to yourself, to love yourself. And I said, instead of blaming myself, I said, Stanley, you need to do something. So I just started taking proper action. So in other words, don't blame anybody. Just figure out what needs to be done and fix the problem. Then I started making changes in my life. And one of the things I learned is that I examined previous times in my life where I had made changes in my life. And I asked myself, why did they not last? Like I would lose 100 pounds and then I would put it back on. It's because the changes I made were temporary. Instead, I said, I need to make permanent changes. Not only am I going to make these changes now, I'm going to make these changes for the rest of my life. And that can be a little bit scary, but there is tremendous power when you reach that decision and you start doing that. Then the other thing I realized was that I don't need to do any of these things. When you tell yourself that you need to do these things, that makes it an obligation. You know, I need to go to work. That's an obligation. I need to eat healthy. That's an obligation. I need to go exercise. That's an obligation. Instead, I started saying, I get to go to work today. That makes it a privilege. I am still alive, so I get to eat healthy today. That is a privilege. I am still alive. I get to go exercise today. That is a privilege. And when everything stops being an obligation and starts becoming a privilege, it becomes easier. And so what I was doing was I was finding myself. That's what the first part is all about. Because what happens is we as human beings, we live on autopilot. We wake up in the morning, we do the same thing every day. We don't pay any attention to what we're doing. We don't even ask ourselves, is what we're doing what we really should be doing? We just do it automatically. And if you want to change your life, you need to turn off that autopilot. You need to learn to be very honest with yourself, and then decide that you're going to make changes in your life. And if you notice, the system is called the way of excellence. It is not called the way of perfection. And the reason for that is because we're human beings. I am not perfect. You are not perfect. Daniel's not perfect. None of us are perfect. There are no perfect human beings. We will never be perfect. So we shouldn't even try to be perfect. We should just try to be excellent instead, which is just get a little bit better day after day. You want to be better today than you were yesterday, better tomorrow than you were today. And if you do that over time, you will make some incredible changes. So that's the first part. Think of it, it's like creating your baseline. It's figuring out who you are, figuring out where you're at. That is called finding me.
Finding me.
Finding me, finding you, yes, whatever you want to call it. That's fine. But figuring out where you are, finding yourself. Because because until you do that, you're lost. And you need to know where you're at before you can figure out where you want to go and then where you're actually going. Part two, phase two, is becoming you. You write a map, you create a blueprint for the kind of person you want to be. You decide who you want to be in the long term. In my case, I decided in the long term, I wanted to be a happy, healthy person who lives a very good life and who will live for a very long time and be very healthy while I'm doing it. That's what I decided. So that's my long term. That's where I wanted to be. Think of that as the destination at the end of the road. So then what you're doing in phase two is you are creating a map, a blueprint, a plan to take you from where you are to where you want to be. And then you start figuring out what kinds of habits do I need to do? What positive habits do I need to create? What negative habits do I need to get rid of, to eliminate, to stop? I'll give you examples for me. A negative habit I had was that I used to go every day for lunch. I would go to the Chinese restaurant and I would eat a very big lunch at the Chinese buffet. And that habit did not serve me. That habit was slowly making me bigger and bigger and was slowly killing me. But it was not who I wanted to be. It was not consistent with where I wanted to be. So instead, I started bringing my lunch to work, and I brought a healthy lunch to work, and I started eating a healthy lunch every day for work. That was a new positive habit. I made some decisions. I decided that drinking alcohol was not consistent with the kind of person I wanted to be. So I said, I'm going to stop drinking alcohol. Then I said drinking soda pop, those large bottles of soda pop, was not consistent with who I wanted to be. So I stopped drinking those. I said, I don't think eating beef and pork is consistent with the kind of person I want to be. So I stopped eating those things. And then I said, sitting in the chair all day is not consistent with who I want to be. So I said, I am going to go out and I'm going to start walking every day. And I went out of the house and I started walking every day. First, it started out, it was 10 minutes. Then it became 15 minutes. Then it became 30 minutes. Then it became an hour. Then it became longer. Now every day I walk much more than I did when I started. But the important point is that I started. You pay very close attention to everything you're doing. Or where are you resistant? Where are your fears? Well, what do you fear? You fear change. I mean, some people, when I tell them I gave up drinking alcohol or gave up beef, they go, I couldn't do that. I fear that. I don't want to do that. Well, I realized that was one of my fears, and I came to realize that was a false fear and that I could live without it and that I would live better without it. And you figure out ways when you were sabotaging yourself and you do something about it. And what you do is you begin to unify your mind, your body, and your spirit. Daniel, can you scroll down a little bit on that page? I want to show you the symbol.
Yes, definitely. Okay, Mr. Stanley, we still have 3 minutes to go. So you wrap up your topic for today?
I'm getting there.
Okay, so which one? The roundup?
Scroll down to where that symbol, the book cover.
Book cover. Okay. Cannot find the book cover. Okay.
It should be there.
Okay. Just give me a minute. Yes, it's on the top at the bottom
No, it's above that. So
above. Okay, this
right there.
one.
Yes,
This one, yeah.
you see that symbol. That
Yes.
symbol is where the red is mind, the blue is body, and the green is spirit. You want to be in the center of that. You want to be where everything's equal, where your mind is balanced with your body and your spirit. Your body is balanced with your mind and your spirit is balanced with your mind and your body. In my example, all of my energy and my effort was going into my mind. That's where my work was. And I was creating my work with my mind. And I was neglecting my body and it was hurting my spirit. So, what I needed to do, what I chose to do, was to devote more time, energy, and resources to developing my body, eating healthier foods, going walking every day, getting some exercise. And what that did was that strengthened my body, brought it into balance with my mind, and it made my spirit stronger as well. So, it's all about creating balance. All of these things, we don't have enough time to discuss these things, but they are all in this book and they're all on the website. If you go to the website, you can spend hours on the website. There's written material, there's videos, there's everything you could possibly want there. And then the third phase, that's becoming you. It's basically implementing the system, putting it into place. Then you have optimizing you, which is now that you have put the system into place, how do we make things better? How do we make adjustments along the way to make who you are and where you're at even better along the way? That's what I have been constantly doing over the 17 years that I've been doing this. I say at the beginning of every year, I want the next year to be better than this year. It's like I've had a very good year this year in 2025. 2026 is coming up. I have plans to make it an even better year. So it's optimizing yourself, becoming even better than what you are. That's everything. That's a very quick summary of everything there. Do you have any questions, Daniel?
Well, can you please invite our listeners to support all your books, Mr. Stanley?
Yes, absolutely. Just go to the website, thewayofexcellence.com, which I think Daniel's going to put in the show notes. He's going to put the link to it in the show notes, thewayofexcellence.com. If you go there, it takes you to the homepage, which lays everything out. It gives you a little bit of a map of the way all the books connect with each other. And you can go through the system and learn the system, or you can start with you, or you can start with the other areas as well. So it's all there. It's laid out in a very organized manner because I believe everything should be organized. That way you make it easier for people to learn things. All of these things are free. This book that you're looking at, you can download it for free, or you can read it on the website online for free. And the reason it's free is because it's my way of giving back. I feel very fortunate. I feel very blessed to have done the things I've done and made the changes that I have made. And so I want to help other people because that's why I'm here. That's one of my purposes in life. And so I'm here to help you. You have that. And if you read through this and you decide you would like to work with me privately or personally, or maybe join a group of other people and work together through this, you see a link at the very bottom. It says questions. Want to work with Stanley directly? Contact him here. Just click on the yellow link and you can email me and I will get back to you and we can go from there. But or that's if you want to pay to work with me privately. But if you just want to work on yourself, all the materials there, I give it to you as my gift to you.
Yes, people, let's support Mr. Stanley Bronstein because if you support him for sure, more and more empowering books like this to come. So, Mr. Stanley, thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.
Welcome, people. See you soon.
What'd you say? Where can people see me?
No, I said, more can people see you soon?